It's a little later this month than normal, but the Halloween-themed October State of the Game update is here. Here's what Loki had to say. Greetings Terrarians, welcome to the latest Terraria community update on development progress across all active platforms. Halloween is here, bringing with it lots of scares and haunts. But the latest news on the Terraria development front is anything but terrifying. Lots of progress is being made across every platform, so get into costume and let's go door to door, trick-or-treating for Terraria tidbits. Well, that was an introduction. He began with a review of the Xbox One and PS4 versions of the game. He wrote, "We have some great news for PS4 and Xbox One players. We've finished content implementation and we've been going through Q&A passes internally and with Relogic, and we are quite close to that final go-ahead to get this into submission with Sony and Microsoft. With that in mind, we are happy to announce today that the launch date for Terraria 1.3.2, 1.3.3, and 1.3.4 to come to PS4 and Xbox One will be November the 5th, 2019. That's right, all of the fantastic content from 3 Terraria updates are coming your way all at once in less than 2 weeks' time. Over 150 new items, parties, a full overhaul of the desert biome, and the fantastic Old Ones Army invasion event. It's all here. There's always the chance that an ugly bug will rear its head or some issues will be raised by Sony and Microsoft during submission that will cause the date to shift. However, the date above is the plan that we are working towards." And they shared this Halloween screenshot and continued by writing, "For this month, we've included a screenshot of some Pumpkin Moon content mixed up with the Old Ones Army to get you into the mood for what is coming and for the currently ongoing Halloween seasonal content." So, the most powerful consoles will have nearly caught up to the PC version of the game, just in the nick of time for the PC to jump back ahead for the Journey's End release. I know PC is technically on 1.3.5 now, but that's not that big of a difference from 1.3.4, is it? But anyway, speaking of consoles, the hybrid console, the Switch, as usual, gets its own update, and for that, they wrote, "We know you're all hungry for some 1.3.1.1 news, but first, in order to assist our friends from across the pond, we've been doing a bit of work on the Japanese port for Terraria Switch. Our Japanese publisher has announced that Terraria should be out on Switch before the end of the year, and we are happy to help make that happen for Terrarians over there. Unfortunately, we can't yet speak to a release date for 1.3.1, but rest assured when news is available, you'll hear it on the official channels. We're in the final stages of content addition for 1.3.1.1. All of the new items and functionality are in. However, we need more time to perfect touch support for some new features before we send a final build over for review and approval by Relogic and submit the patch to Nintendo." They posted this screenshot, and with it they wrote, "For the screenshot this month, you get a peek of a lonely warrior defending their bone campfire from a touch of Pumpkin Moon invasion. This is a great reminder that this is the first year and time for the Halloween content to appear on Switch. So make sure you're out there hunting down goodie bags and more. Hopefully the next time we have news on Switch, it will be that desired launch date for 1.3.1. So Pipeworks have been very busy across the different consoles, and they've apparently been making really good progress in a number of fronts. And certainly if you've never played the Pumpkin Moon event before, it's definitely worth trying out. But anyway, enough with the consoles, let's talk mobile Terraria news. They wrote, "Happy Halloween, Terrarians." And speaking of Halloween, they shared this. They wrote, "October has been a bit of a quiet month on the mobile front, as the DR team has tried to catch up on a bit of needed R&R after the push to get Terraria Mobile 1.3 out to everyone, which we can now say that we have accomplished with the launch of Terraria Mobile 1.3 for Amazon a few weeks ago. Nothing scary about that. Of course, that has included several rounds of post-launch fixes, which, if you have not been keeping up to date with, you can click the link below to learn more. Now I'll include a link to that in the video description below. So what's next? Well, we have noted that there's still a few tricks in the 1.3.0.7.5 version of the game, so we're actively working on a 0.6 fix wave, which we intend to be the final launch era fix version before the team gets hard to work on the controller support and customization update that we are hoping to treat everyone with very soon. As we make progress down that path, the community can look forward to the return of the spoilers and speculation that we know you enjoy so much. So, keep an eye out for those fixes and start looking forward to some cool new stuff heading your way as we look to close out the year strong. Well, it was a long time coming, but the past few weeks have been very, very good to Mobile Terraria players, that much is obvious. And there's also obviously a lot more to come in the future, which is nice. But what about the latest and greatest version of Terraria, the PC version? Sorry, mobile players. Well, they shared this with us, and with it they wrote, "What would Halloween be without the classic Witch on a Broom Flies Past the Moon?" Of course, in Terraria, that moon is a pumpkin moon. The witch costume we all know and love, but the broom, well, you're going to have to wait to learn more about that when we reach Journey's End. This spoiler is also a great reminder to take advantage of the seasonal Halloween content going on now through November 1st on all platforms of Terraria. To learn more about what all you can find during this spooky season, check out the wiki page linked below. And of course, I'll include a link to that in the video description below. We hope that everyone has a happy Halloween full of tricks, treats, and the occasional chill down your spine. It is one of our favorite times of the year, so if you happen to do anything Terraria related this Halloween, be sure to share it with us on our social media here on TCF, or you could even enter the community contest shared below. Now, if you're curious and want to see more information on their Discord Terraria community initiatives, such as the Halloween contest, as well as a review of the recent official forums revamp, be sure to read the actual State of the Game post. I'll include a link to that in the video description. I have to say, this was a fun State of the Game, better than usual. I really dig the Halloween theme they had for it. It obviously was not just in terms of the images and animations they shared, but just in how they wrote the updates. So it was a nice little touch. It is a great holiday for themes like that. I think it really lends itself to this sort of thing. And of course, that Pumpkin Moon event that they kept talking about, that's, as many of you know, been around for a number of years now. It's very cool. But it looks like they're expanding on that in the upcoming Journey's End update, if that flying mount is any indication. So, anyway, in review, after the, I guess, late summer whirlwind of Mobile 1.3 news, things are definitely slower now, but I suspect that they're going to pick up again in the build-up to the release of Journey's End. So when will that happen? Well, it's hard to say, because every time I turn around, it seems like they're adding something new, which is great, but you know, the more they add, the more there's a potential for a delay past the new year. So it might be sometime in 2020 before we actually get to see this thing in all of its glory. If you'll recall, if you've been following this channel, it was just last week, last Friday in fact, that they revealed some kind of a new lava shark mount. It looked really cool. I don't know how usable it will be, but it would look like a lot of fun. And now we've got that witch's broom, of course, so they're really going hog wild, but you know, more power to them. This is, as they've told us, going to be the last real content patch to Terraria, so they've really got to make this one count. Anyway, that's all. Thanks to all the viewers of this channel, as usual. I'm going to keep it going, even though the flow of news is certainly not quite at the level it was, not quite at that fever pitch it was at a few weeks ago. Anyway, happy Halloween to everyone, and I will see you next time.